Right, first things first, this is a meme build, unlike other YouTubers that put weird videos up. I'm not going to go, oh yeah, this build is awesome. This is a pure meme build. It is completely capable of running heroic. I have tested it on legendary, and as long as you take it really, and I almost mean painfully slow, it does work, but it's completely not worth it. And I came up with this idea because I've seen a lot of people run things like, well, it's quite clear and done quite obvious if you actually go into the higher levels of, I don't want to say the higher levels of play, but yeah, the higher levels of play. You end up seeing people running like Future Initiative, which is typically a healer build, and they'll turn it into a full red build. So I wanted to know what would happen if you take typically what I used as the tankier pieces in the game and turn them into a full red build. And this is the result. At maximum potential, we have 56% armor on kill, and we do okay-ish damage. It's not great. You're not killing anything too quick. I mean, you could run Intimidate to get a little bit more. I'm running Spotter just because Night Watcher comes in handy. This build is a little bit weird. We are basically stacking two different sets as well as the gunner specialization, obviously. We're using a named weapon for extra armor regen or armor on kill, and we are also potentially using something that is statistically the most stupidly overpowered weapon in the game. The problem is it tries to kill you, which kind of makes sense for it being that powerful. However, you don't have to use this particular weapon. You can go for another weapon to up your armor per kill to 64%, I think it would be in total, which would be nice depending on how you want to go. I'll go over those later on in the build. Overall, this build works okay. It is fun. It is very much a run and gun style, although you don't actually have that much armor, so you can still get absolutely destroyed. But as long as you kind of know your surroundings, which is one of the reasons why I'm showing you this control point. I think I've done this control point like 1 billion times by now. So I know it really damn well, and depending on what build I'm running, I can adapt to my situation and move around and utilize the cover, which for some odd reason I just automatically know where it is, which is really sad, I think. Overall, this build, like I said, does perform okay. There are some areas where it shines, there are other areas where it is terrible. In small groups, like 1 or 2 enemies, it is pretty damn good. Against tankier enemies, it really does actually struggle because they can burn you down like that, such as named elites or even heavies. And due to the fact that the one thing this build is really lacking is on the damage front. You can't really sort of try and get involved in the DPS game with them because they will win. Quite hilariously so, and where you don't have a lot of sustain in either your survivability or DPS, your best option is to run like the scared little child you are. Like I said, it's just fun to play. There's very few builds lately since Clutch got annihilated. Could put Clutch on this, I suppose. You'd destroy your armor per kill, but I suppose it could be interesting. That's another thing. This build just opens up so many possibilities and build ideas, and just gets you thinking of all the possibilities out there. Now, technically speaking, this is just yet another crit build. Not really doing much in the way of forward thinking here because, like I said, it's just another crit build. But the way it's set up is very much different, and it's taken me God knows how long to grind this out. In case you haven't noticed, my shade level from my previous video till now, I went from level 2927 to 3170, which is like 343 SHD levels. I did this in like 2 days for the amount of grinding I've been doing to try and get just this build. I've still got another build in the works and I have 0 pieces. So yeah, this is going to be horrible. I'll see you when I'm level 10,000. Just trying to get one build to show you guys because I'm weird and wacky and do weird stuff like this. But yeah, overall this build is... I keep saying overall this build is. It's fun. That's basically all it is. If you're looking for a build or like a top end SMG build that walks through heroic and gives legendary a good go, this probably is not going to be the build for you. I do apologise. But if you're up for a bit of a laugh, a little bit of a run and gun, yeah, this build does exactly what it says on the tin. It's quite survivable despite the fact that it is a full red build essentially. Well, 5 red, 1 blue, and then all attributes are pretty much red. I think I've got 2 blues as well on that. But you don't really need them because SMGs have this really lovely habit of rolling with crit chance already on them. And if you get a good one, you're away. Anyway, just to show off the healing here, you can see I'm basically on no armour. And we're just going to get some normal boring kills using this lovely, lovely weapon while I struggle with DPS. Utilising spotter as well, by the way, which is why you see me spamming that a lot. But yeah, basically just killed like 1 enemy and near enough went to full health, which is quite funny. By 2 enemies I am at full health and then I'm fully granting the lovely bit of overshield or over armour, whatever you want to call it. So we're pretty damn tanky. The only issue is the time to kill, which we can get around by using a very, very simple thing. Just going to try and kill ourselves again because, you know, it takes far too long nowadays. And we're going to swap to a different weapon, which is the weapon that tries to get you killed. This is Backfire. We have 0 bleed, well, I think like 20% bleed resistance from 1 Hasbro and then obviously from level 1000 watch. This is actually really pretty damn good DPS and we out-heal the bleed proc, as you might see there. We're pretty much just don't care for the bleed proc, but it doesn't matter. We will heal through it because we are pro gamers, because we're awesome, because it doesn't matter. So what am I running? Emeline's Guard, obviously. Backfire, Gunner Specialization, 3-piece Keeler Guard, 2-piece Bellstone, and 1 Murakami. As you can see, we've got quite low weapon damage, but we are at 55 point something or other crit chance, and our crit damage isn't looking too shabby, like 127 or whatever, but we get like 190,000 armor per kill, which is actually misleading for some odd reason. I think that literally is just from the specialization. We get 10% armor from kill from the specialization, 10% armor from kill from 2-piece Bellstone. Emeline's Guard has 12% armor over 5 seconds on kills, that's 32%. If we get a headshot kill, that's another 12%, that's 44%. And then if we add in the over armor, the blue armor we get from the backpack we're using, which is Liquid Engineer from Bellstone, that's another 12% armor. If we want to add that in, that's 56% armor essentially per kill, which is I don't want to say a little bit silly, but yeah, it's a little bit silly. Now, I have tested this out with Lady Death. Bad idea. You spend more time reloading than you do shooting, and then you just die. But yeah, Emeline's Guard, I got really, really lucky and basically got a God Roll 1. And then obviously we have Backfire. If you don't know what Backfire does and why it's technically stupid, is every time you shoot something you gain 1% crit damage, up to 200 stacks. That's 200% crit damage from the off. Problem is that for every stack we get, whenever we reload, we get 0.5% armor damage in the form of a bleed proc for 10 seconds. We're doing nothing to negate this other than being praying to the gods of healing that we can heal through it. At total, at like 99 stacks, that's like, sorry, 199 stacks, that's like 99.5% of your armor just from reloading. Cheers, game. Yeah, basically crit damage, crit chance everywhere, apart from obviously we're using Night Watcher, which has got the skill for scanner, pulse, haste thing. On the chest we have a health, because this was literally the best chest I could get, sad times. For the holster, as you can see, missing a bit of crit chance there, but it's weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage. All of it is rolled red, by the way, in case you can't tell. Typically pieces that roll with blue cores, I have rolled red, so this has been a nightmare to get. The only one that hasn't been changed is because I had this actually before the build. So yeah, Liquid Engineer, crit chance, crit damage, Perfect Bloodsucker, which actually really comes in handy, along with the Preservation. I'm actually quite liking Emeline's Guard, it's got quite a nice feel to it. And then obviously we have the high-end named Murakami Knees, Emperor's Guard. They are simply there for the 1% armor regen, adding in the 1% armor regen from Gila Guard and then the 1% armor regen from Bellstone. That is 3% armor regen, which is actually quite interesting. It takes us 38.7 seconds to go from 0 armor to full armor, just relying on the passive regen. Now obviously, not everyone's going to have Emperor's Guard. I would prefer one with crit damage rather than weapon handling, but honestly, a better bet would still be going for the Fox's Prayer. Now if you don't want to use Backfire or even Emeline's Guard, Mop is a good one, because you get 10% armor on kill with that, and then imagine putting Preservation on that bad boy. Yeah, that's like, essentially you'll be getting the perfect stat roll for the headshot kill for Preservation, just for killing an enemy all the damn time. Ignore my army of Contractor's Gloves. Don't actually have them in here, they're on another character, but you could also use Death Grips for another 10% armor on kill, depending on how you want to roll it. Good luck, have fun, don't die. It's bad for the health.